Yeah, we get there. Hi there, I'm the BigCraigO, and thank you for joining me for the next in the Deck Tech series. Today we're playing the game of if you can't beat them, join them. So big shout out to Dimir, one of the channel's newest followers, I should say. We were talking about different deck types, and basically I got milled a couple of times, and so I thought, oh well, what the heck. So today we're going to be looking at all things mill. Specifically looking at the not the rogue version, but just a straight mill deck. So using crabs and card draw mechanics associated with Teferi. So anyway, let's go and check out the cards that are in this particular build. Well, here we go with the actual deck itself. So it is a best of one, doesn't have a sideboard, so I'm just going to quickly go through the main elements. Most of these cards you guys will be pretty familiar with, but I'm just going to go through so for completeness sake. So in the 1-drop slot, we've got Merfolk Secret Keeper. It's a 0/4 for 1 blue mana, but it also has a sorcery speed mill 4 cards associated with it in an adventure. We have Ruin Crab. This is the bane of many people's existence. Anytime you play a land, so it's a landfall trigger, it mills 3 cards. So things like Fabled Passage, etc., will cause it to mill 6 cards per crab. So if you have multiple crabs out, you get multiple triggers. So that's pretty cool. Onto the 2-drop slot, we run 2 negates, 2 unsubstantiates, which is returning target spell or creature to its owner's hand. It's an instant. Quite good for bouncing those sort of attackers, etc. 3 Heartless Axe and the full 4 playset of Drown in the Loch, which gives you a counter or destruction, sort of destroying target spell. So quite useful. In the 3-drop slots, we run 2 Didn't Say Please counter spells, which mill 3 cards. We also run Teferi's Tutelage. We run a full playset of those. This is one of the key pieces to this particular deck. 1 blue, 2 other for a enchantment, and anytime you draw a card, your opponent mills 2 cards. So that's quite useful, especially when you're talking about some of the cards that we get later in the form of Into the Story. That's quite devastating. Archmage Emeritus, 2 blue, 2 other for a 2/2. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery, you get to draw a card, therefore triggering this. Teferi's Master of Time, 2 blue, 2 other, draw a card, which triggers the Teferis. You can phase creatures phase creatures out, which means they don't get to attack, they don't get to do anything for that turn. And if you get to the ultimate, you can actually take 2 extra turns, which is quite useful. Extinction Event, run 2 of these, basically just giving us the ability to be able to exile the board. We don't have a huge amount of creatures, so it'll be interesting to see if this gets in our way as far as having to kill our own stuff, but I think some thoughtful planning ahead will reduce the impact of this particular card on our board state. 2 Onyx, Professor Onyx, so this is a top-end card, basically giving you the ability to gain some life, potentially, giving you the ability to sort of cycle through some cards to find the right pieces, to get them to sacrifice creatures, and then if you can ultimate it, which I think I've done once since the card's been out, so very rarely, you can actually cause a huge amount of damage to them. So basically, each opponent may discard a card. If they don't, they lose 3 life. Repeat this process 6 more times, which is backbreaking. Into the Story, as I said before, so this card costs 2 blue and 5 other unless you have 7 or more, your opponent has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. If they do, you reduce the cost of this down to 4, so 2 blue, 2 other, which is quite bargain basement to draw 4 cards, especially if it's triggering off the tutelage as well. In the land sort of stakes, we have a single Castle Ventress, just giving us the ability to scry and pick the right pieces at the right time. 6 basic islands, 1 Castle Lochwain, just to give us that card draw if we need it. 3 swamps, 4 of the pathway, the blue-black pathway, 3 of the Temple of Deceit. I think the scry is going to be useful here, although coming into play tapped is a bit of a downside, so we'll have to see what happens there. We run 2 Evolving Wilds, so something that doesn't get shown or seen very often, in my opinion. That's obviously just for the double trigger of the land drops if you're using a Ruined Crab. So, yeah, something to consider there. It's a bit different, and this artwork's sweet. Fabled Passage. This is a fantastic card. It's an all-star, to use coin a term that I seem to be saying a lot. I really like this, and it's quite good for triggering a Ruined Crab more, or fixing your mana base if you've got black and blue in this case. Alright, so that's the actual deck itself. Let's go and check out the mana curve. Alright, having a look at the mana curve here. So you can see there the average casting cost is 3.2. To be honest, most of the power from this deck is lower down. But there are a lot of cards that reduce in cost, or you're going to finish with. So that drags the average up more than anything else. I'd be happy with a bunch of 1 and 2 drops. From my point of view, that's pretty much where this deck would I believe will perform the best. It runs 10 creatures, has 26 non-creature cards, and it runs 24 land, so it's pretty straightforward. It does have a fairly high land count for a deck of this type, but that's obviously based on the fact that you can 6 of those 24 land are actually land cards that allow you to go and get other land, so it makes sense. Alright guys, well with that out of the way, let's go and see how it performs. Alright, so we're up against good old Sparky. Those of you that are familiar with the series of deck techs that I do, always play the first game against Sparky, just a game 0 if you will, just to give me a bit of an opportunity to make sure that I understand the lines of play for the particular deck and talk through anything that I'm sort of thinking about what I'm seeing. Alright, so this hand here, got a couple of lands, some creatures, a couple of counter spells and removal, so keep that.
Rightio, now let's play.
Wish Sparky a hello and a bit of love. Just mill 4 off the top. And they play a 1/1 life linking cat. I'll play a black. I'm a bit dubious whether I should play black or a blue there, because I've got 2 cards, but either of those is going to be useless if I don't get another land anyway, so no blocks. Okay, there we go. Okay. Get rid of the counter spell for now. No attacks. Hopefully I will draw another land. Yes, I do. Excellent. Get our second blue source, which is fantastic. No attacks. And we're basically castling up, just sort of sitting back waiting for my opponent and reacting to what they do. Yeah. Second crab. No attacks. We'll just basically keep playing through. Okay, so we got our opponent down to 18. Just mill as much as we can. No attacks. So you can see it's a fairly efficient deck when it comes to particular situations. We have to be careful that we're not going to end up getting smashed by get rid of the basic land. Like that. And remove their final threat. No attacks, that's it.
Play again.
Okay. That worked fairly well. Alright, let's go and see how it performs against human opponents. Well, this is an interesting opening hand, that's for sure. We've got a little bit of removal, a bit of counter spell, and then a lot more removal. I'm going to mulligan it just because we need to have that mill. Alright, let's keep this. I'll pitch this. Actually, no. Scratch that. Pitch old mate here for now. Alright, oh, wrong colour. This one. And mill them for 4. Play this. Yeah. Play a 0-4. Same. Get rid of that land. All right, let's see if we can. Excuse me. I was going to say if we can draw some cards. Not a real point right now. This way. We got here. Both odd. I'm odd as well. I'm just gonna no tax. Just gonna sit back. I have a counter spell here, so if they ramp into something crazy. I don't think that's crazy, but I want to mill them, so. Take one. Another land. Odd. Go. End turn. Next turn we can play Professor Onyx if we want to. Yep. Pretty cool.
There's enough glory for all of us.
Undo that. Sacrifice this is what I'm meant to do.
Witherbloom is just as dark and musty as I remember.
Alright.
There has to be an answer here. Guess you don't need my help.
I do need your help, Lily. But unfortunately, they don't want me to have your help. There we go. Do I risk it for the biscuit? Okay.
Bare your fangs.
Okay. Play a crab. Play a land. Mill some more. Discard that. Play a second crab. And just sit back. All right. Down to 11 cards. End turn. Sure.
This will be a victory for every elf.
Yeah, we get there. Ooh, they had us on the ropes though. Okay, let's go on to the next game. All right, so having a look at this hand, it looks good. The only downside is that I don't have any untapped lands, so we'll keep it and just deal with the first turn not being able to do anything. I'm going to put that on the bottom because that'll be another tapped land. Okay. I'll keep that for now. So at least then if they play something, hopefully we'll be able to remove it. Okay. No attacks. End turn. Enters battlefield mode. Search your library for it. Yeah, okay, forget that. It's already scary at 3-1. So I'm going to have to tap this down and hope that we draw some mass removal. Yeah. So I'm guessing they're going to make this guy bigger. The seasoned Hallow Blade. That's what I would do anyway. Okay. Get a island. Get a swamp. One swamp. All right, let's see what we draw into. Exactly what we wanted to draw into. I'll get rid of that land only because I want to keep my options open. No attacks. Yeah. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and potentially more. This is pretty crazy. Hopefully I get another turn. You just keep drawing cards. As long as you don't attack, we're all good. I'm less happy about that. Yeah, so what have I got here? 4, 7, 9. No attacks. Oh, that's a bit scary. Oh, cool. No runes. That's good. Take 3 more. Go to 8. I get 3, 4, 5. Let's mill some more. No attacks. Wonder if they got double strike or something like that, because that would end our game pretty quickly. Flying, yeah, okay. So I got 4, 8, 9, 10. Five, 6, 7. Yeah, I think they got us. Only just though. 1 card left. No cards left. Ah! That was a good game though. Good game. Alright, on to the next one. Okay, so this hand is not bad. It's just that it doesn't have the right colour to be able to play it. So, play what we've got. So I'm going to mulligan. This hand is worse. This hand is better. I'll keep this. Put Teferi back. Put into the story back. Keep that. Say hello to our opponent, Skeletor. Okay. And we get there. The might of the crab. All right, let's go to the next game. Okay. I'm going to keep it only because it's got the land that I want, and I hope we draw into a mill something a bit earlier. My opponent seems to be going through a lot of cards. Lobo, some sort of combo deck that sort of generally signifies. I'll keep that just because if they are a combo deck, that will stop them. Play that. Hey, they're not a combo deck. I was incorrect. Get rid of old mate for now. Interesting. Okay. Four inbound. Maybe more inbound. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty brutal. Off the top. Even. Let's see what they do, eh? It's a trap. Hold on for a sec. So resolve. Resolve. Now I'm killing it. I think they're going to scoop up pretty soon. Oh my god. Yeah! We got there. That would have been an awesome next turn as well. 2 crabs and then that. Then kill their dude. Wow. Alright, let's go to the next game. Wow, that was a bit of fun. Look, is this a strategy that I suggest people pick up? No. Is this a strategy for me to play something a bit different? Yes. I don't want to play this against this deck as much as I have been, but I can appreciate that if you're into mill, it's a good time to be playing Arena. So all in all, I would have to rate this deck as I would say a C, just a flat C, just a regular C. It does what it needs to do. I think it would struggle against certain decks, as we saw. But on the same token, I think in the majority of decks it's going to be close. So more repetitions with this deck would mean that you are making better lines of play. Better lines of play mean that you're shrinking that gap and getting more wins than losses. So, yeah, all in all, if you are keen on making people cry and be unhappy with life, then you should probably pick up a deck like this. Don't forget, guys, I stream Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is Greenwich Mean Time plus 10 hours. We have a Discord that you can join if you are a follower or a subscriber to my Twitch channel. You get additional functionality, extra access. Basically, all of this information's in the link tree below, so just check that out and you'll be able to find it. We have a YouTube channel, which you're watching this on, so please give a like, a subscribe, share it about. And then I have a Facebook page as well. So check all of those out. The other thing is too, I've just started using Aether Hub, so I put up the deck list there to make it a bit easier for people to be able to go and click on those and then be able to import them into Arena. So let me know if that's helpful. Comment below if you think that that's a helpful feature. Other than that, guys, I will be back streaming on what's today? Friday. Tonight. I'll be streaming tonight. So have a great one, and I'll see you on the battlefield.